Did you know that there are 7 tire punctures every second in the United States of America? This means that there are 220 million flat tires nationwide every year. In addition to this, there is a 2017 article by Stop and Go that lets us know that every single person in this classroom right now will have at least 5 flat tires in their lifetime. Now, many high school and college students have no idea what to do when changing a flat tire. They are absolutely clueless. They look just like this guy right here. Now, my solution to this problem is to have a class that is required for high school and college students that teach the basic necessities and skills needed to maintain a car. One, this class will let people know how to sufficiently and efficiently change a tire. Second, it will let them know how to maintain their oil and change their own oil. And third of all, it will save them money in the long run. Which brings me to my first point. Let's talk about tires. A lot of high school and college students have flat tires. I'm sure some of you might have experienced them maybe on the way to class today. Now, in an article by NBC News, 60% of millennials have no idea how to change a tire. This solves a problem. This creates a problem. This means that most of the time, when you have a flat tire, you'll pull over to the side of the road, you'll end up calling your mom or your dad, and some people, if they're more confident and ambitious, they'll look up YouTube videos to change the tires, so forth, and so on. But that is not sufficient. A lot of YouTube videos have different tires, different lug nuts, and all types of things that are incorporated into the changing of a tire. Which brings me also to my second point, talking about oil and overall car maintenance. Oil is one of the most, if not the most important thing when it comes to the life and the overall maintenance of a car. Without good oil, your car will surely break down. You'll have a busted rod in the hood, which means that your engine basically just shatters and your car is no longer useful. Oil is the lubrication that the car needs in order to run properly. Without proper lubrication, there's all types of friction within the engine and it gets hot and your car overheats, it breaks down, and it's actually pretty costly. In an article, a 2016 article by Auto Express, it shows that oil is one of the top 10 problems that drivers of today, especially millennials, have a problem with. A lot of millennials do not know anything about oil. They just know that they got to get it changed eventually, and sometimes there's a sticker on the window tell you when to go get it changed. Other than that, they have no idea. In another article by Global Brands, which is a company that monitors and lists all brands of cars, they express that there are over 50 popular car brands within the USA alone. That lets you know that each type of oil, each type of car is made differently, which means that there are different type of oils, different type of procedures, and different type of things that need to be addressed when dealing with different cars. This is a Porsche logo. That's just one of the brands. There's Chevy, there's Ford, there's all types of different major car brands that require different oils. There's different car types. There's sedans, there's SUVs, there's trucks, there's hatchbacks. You got to figure out what kind of oil your car has and what kind of oil it needs to sufficiently run without giving you any extra problems. In addition to changing your oil and changing your tires, if you don't know how to do it, you got to pay somebody to do it, and that could be very, very costly. In the long run, learning the basics of your car and how to maintain it properly will save you a good amount of cash. Mechanics, on average, make about $19 an hour. However, they can get up to $30 an hour, according to a 2018 article by ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter is a website that helps people find jobs that best suit them. Now, $30 an hour is a lot, especially depending on what kind of work you're doing. If you're changing tires, then you have to pay for labor and you have to pay for the hourly wage of the mechanic, which means tires run anywhere from $100 to like $300 per tire. So let's just say you got to change all 4 tires, and let's be in the middle, $200. Okay, $200 for each tire. That's $400 plus the $30 an hour that you'll be paying for him to put the tires onto your car. Now, if you know how to change your own tires, all you would have to do is buy the tires. And you can change out the tires, rotate them, flip them, do whatever you got to do yourself. You don't have to pay somebody else to do the job. And especially if you do it yourself, you know what they say, the only way to do something right is to do it yourself. So, this means that in the span of about a year, if you got to change your oil, twice, $30 an hour, oil change takes about 30 minutes. So $15 every time you change your oil, plus the price of oil, which can get up to like $50 every time you go. You got to buy a new oil filter. You got to learn all the stuff that it takes to make your car keep running. So all that, you add that all together, it gets pretty costly pretty quickly. But this class that could be offered and required in high school and college would teach all students the basics of the car, the basic necessities, and how to maintain them, and how to keep your car strong, and so you won't have any problems. Because if you have problems with your car and you don't know what to do with it, you're kind of stuck. You don't have anybody to help you unless you want to pay. You might have a family friend, but that's few and far in between. Now, a lot of older people, a lot of baby boomers, they know a lot of stuff about cars because they had to grow up and they had to experiment with the ever-changing evolution of cars. So they learn basic things like changing oils, changing tires. I have yet to meet a person over the age of 40 that doesn't know the basics of a car. One, yes, they did grow up with older models and they did have to learn and be curious when it comes to their cars, but at the same time, experience plays a factor into that too. I'm sure there are people, even our professor maybe has had a flat tire or had to change their oil multiple times. So you kind of get to understand what goes into changing your oil, what goes into changing a tire, what goes into making all the lights on your dashboard, make sure none of those are on, the check engine light, the tire sensor. There's all types of things that you have to do. That's why they have inspections to make sure your car is up to quality standards across the board. Make sure your car is not dangerous to yourself and or other drivers. So I think that this class should be offered. Some people think that, it is a problem. A lot of people don't know things, but we have the internet at the tip of our fingers. And we also have other people to call. But at the same time, the internet does not give you all the information you need. Sometimes if you look up just how to change a tire, it'll be a 30-second video and it'll just show you changing the tire. It won't talk you through the process, let you know what's behind the tire, what keeps the tire in place, what keeps it rotating, explain the mechanics of the car and how it relates to driver safety and how it stabilizes itself on the road, power steering, things like that YouTube videos will not go in depth, or if they do, most people won't sit around and watch that. I know I wouldn't sit around for 30 minutes watch a video if I'm just trying to change my tire and get home. I'm not watching that video. I'm not going to do it. But this class that could be offered, I think, is a valid and very useful tool. It will teach college and high school students the basics of car. It will give them a little bit more confidence when out there on the road. It will give them the know-how to, if they run over something, they don't have to call anybody, they don't have to freak out. They should get in there, they change their tire. If their oil gets low, if their oil gets dirty, they know how to change the filter, they know how to fix everything, and then they don't have to pay anybody, and they save all their money. And, everything, it adds up, and it all makes sense at the end if you think about it. So, thank you.